loved seeing strong women who would overcome the common mold for women in the late 1900s, in movies or even in the classroom. When I was growing up, the mold for women was that they were only seen as trophy or prizes and were ranked by men according to their physical attributes and how they looked every day. You know, nowadays it is more common for women to want to be a housewife than it is for them to go to work. I never thought that this would still be happening in 2014. Hello, my name is Sage Young and I'm currently a student at VCU, or Virginia Commonwealth University. For my UNIV 200 research project, I actually chose my topic as to how women were being objectified in the mass media today. The presentation of women in the United States has always been very misguided throughout the years. It has decreased the value of women to being nothing more than a prize to be won and boasted about. It has also invented a standard of beauty to which women compare themselves to, the unrealistic and detrimental standard of women in the media that negatively impact women in America, respect and self-image. Men also compare these standards to women as to what they see on commercial ads, television, and magazines. Society and the woman's self have suffered due to this objectification, exploitation, and valuization. The Western society has developed a common idea that women presented through the media are what everyday women should look like. During 2011, after a study that looked at the relationship between objectification and others, media presentation, beliefs in sex, and multiple beauty rituals and standards, researcher Kurosaki and his team members found that sexism is present where high beauty practices and standards are strictly followed and applied. Due to the dangerous idea that has been presented by a majority of the Western media and that has been welcomed and obtained by the mass of the American society, there has been a large increase in cosmetic surgeries and an outrageous development in eating disorders. However, when a young woman looks at the photoshopped airbrush model hoping and wishing for the stunning skinny girl's flat stomach and her toned, yet not too toned thighs, she does not realize that the image of the model is not real. The understanding that we have of these pictures we see hardly registers to us as fake, when in fact, the beauty we see are forgeries and fabrications. You know, the next one that I'm about to talk about, I'm actually pretty guilty of. I do, in fact, watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show each year, just like many other women who also each year sit on their couch or lay in their bed watching the nationally known Victoria's Secret. They were one of the models. In 2001, the Victoria's Secret show first debuted their fashion show. It was a presentation of perfect bodies, including larger breasts, long, thin legs. When asked, actually 77% of women said they would like to have this type of body and these models, or are trying to work to get the same body type that they have. However, it is important to note that most high-end fashion models are skinnier than 98% of the women population. The Victoria's Secret fashion show is one of many examples that promote very thin and spruced up women to the mass society. As a matter of fact, there are many physical effects that women have endured due to the unrealistic standard. From 2003 to 2012, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons reported a 76% increase in breast augmentation surgery, an 88% increase in tummy tucks, and a 134% increase in buttock lifts and 78% increase in breast lifts in women. Along with the 92% of plastic surgeries that have undergone women in America, there's also a trend of women with eating disorders. The National Eating Disorder Association reported that in 2012, there were 10 million American women diagnosed with bulimia nervosa or anorexia. There's a reported 25% mortality rate when left untreated. Why is it that more and more women are becoming unhappy with their self-image? It is obvious that the widespread use of the internet, ads showing pictures of weight loss via a pill, and the magazines with models whose bodies are retouched and made to be desired are in fact inspire women to take hazardous precautions and measures to look good as to what has been defined by the media. More than often, women who are in these ads are not whole. The images only show legs, lips, torsos, eyes. This decreases women to the value of parts, something that is less than human. The objectification has changed the way that men treat women and the rules of people. You know, many people actually disagree with this argument. The counter-argument that is often presented in this field is that some people feel as though these images do not contaminate the cultural environment. They believe in that fact these images in which women choose to idolize are only images. Women have a choice to ignore the media and these standards. These people also believe that women should also stay in the house and should not have powerful positions. These people don't understand, however, that the media is everywhere we look to women. Where do we get our clothes? We get our clothes from, say, Forever 21. There's all the magazines and all the skinny women. We as women just can't escape this mold. Although the physical and emotional obstacles in the journey to achieve the standardized beauty, women still continue to chase it. While any woman stuck in the spider's web has different reasoning for prescribing these standards, it seems quite constant that the failure to retain the American beauty standards more than often lead to body dissatisfaction and an inability to find peace with one's self-image. To fight these objectifications, society must rebuild its framework and more towards egalitarian standards. However, since the media is constantly highlighting the standard in every published item that is on every corner, the likelihood of this self-acceptance in less judgmental society seems impossible as of today. Thus, media is objectification of women in a negative light, which leads to a majority of women becoming insecure of their body image. And overall, media is a problem we have in today's society as to why women are becoming more thin or are going to get more plastic surgeries because they would like to be like these models on the cover of the magazines. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you so much and have a